So we're going to talk a little bit about the Ring security system and how I wired it into my existing sensors on my windows. And there's a bunch of stuff online, but nothing like a really good video. So they talk about soldering, and I'm not a solderer, so I need to probably learn that skill, but not my forte. And those sensors are really close together. There's 4 of them. If you like that, look that up, and you can see how you can wire that in. Now, what I did is someone mentioned getting an electromagnet, and I thought, well, I guess it's worth a try. So when I tried it, everything seemed to work. So now I'm about to show you kind of how I did that. So let me flip the camera around and I'll be back. All right, so now we're looking at so this is the old security panel for my wired alarm system through Cox. And all I did was I tested these ports here to see which one would give me 12 volts, because that's what the electromagnet requires. And so port 4 and 5 right here actually is what gives me a 12 volt source for my electromagnet. And it's simple, guys. I mean, you can see here I have 2 different types of electromagnets in here because I wanted to try them both out. So basically you can see one of the electromagnets here. This is the first one I bought. I think I got it for $2 or $3 on Amazon, guys. And all it is this bad boy right here. When the source is closed, so when there's a loop and these 2 meet back up, there's 12 volts, activates the electromagnet, gives the sensor. Now, if any of my doors or any of my windows open that's on that electromagnet, it will break the 12 volt source, killing the magnet, opening the sensor. So all I did, and it's kind of hard to see, I probably should have done this before I taped it up, but all I did was daisy chain all the sensors together upstairs. So basically the red comes out here, goes into the green to the next one, and then the red goes into the green, red goes into the green, red goes into the green, so on and so forth, all the way back to where the other side of the electromagnet right here, this blue wire, goes into the green, connects to the green wire. And then the other side of the electromagnet gets put into the 12 volt source. So it's really just a loop, and it works great. Now on my downstairs windows, I did run into an issue where the 4-5, if I put in 2 magnets on it, it dropped the voltage to where it wouldn't work either magnet. So I had to come up with another solution, and that was to use the battery backup. So, and I know there's someone out there that's gonna tell me I did this wrong, and if you can tell me how this board works and I can get 12 volts somewhere else, please, I'd be all ears. So all I did to get the other 12 volt source was just connect it into my 12 volt battery here. So you can see obviously this electromagnet here is plugged into the negative, and then the positive here is plugged into this positive on my downstairs windows, and it's daisy chained all the way through, coming out with the green here to the other side of the electromagnet. And guys, that's it. And then you can see I just put the electromagnets right up next to the sensors, mounted them, and we're good. I just got to clean this up and put the cover on. We're good. I will tell you, and this is still trial period, so use it as you will. This electromagnet right here gets decently hot. It is, you can hold your hand on it, but that's about as long as you can hold your hand on it. It gets pretty hot. I don't know if we can see this. You can see it. Take this, so this one gets to about 130 degrees. Now, this is a Harbor Freight thermometer, so it's not the best. I've learned I use it for brewing, and I had to get something different because it's not the best. So if I come over here to this one, I would recommend getting these. They're a little more expensive, like $5 more, but they're so much nicer, as you can see. And the temperature on them isn't as bad. So I can keep my hand on there the whole time, where this one over here, I think I'm gonna end up changing that one out. But hope this helps. Let me know if you guys have any ways of fixing this or working, but it does work. I can open up any of my windows and it opens the sensor. So now, instead of having to buy $180 worth of sensors, I literally just use the same kit I got from Costco. So I have 4 doors and then all my windows downstairs and upstairs on 2 sensors. Yeah, all right guys. As you're gonna see, the Ring keypad is plugged into that USB. It gives us 9 volts, just like any USB out. And you'll see I just spliced into it. And it's going into that white line right there. And then I run that white line over to the security plug for the old system. So this is where the security panel plugs in, which you guys will see here in a second. And you can see that the yellow and green wires, forgive me, I got a phone call, so I don't know where that cut off. But as you can see, the yellow and green wire are my 9-volt source going into the security panel, and the red and black one there are actually the power to the security panel. And you do need that, and I will show you why here in just a second. So I'm going to break and I'll be right back. All right, so in here in the security panel, for the Ring alarm, you're going to see these 2 wires coming in here, and you'll see one of this wire back here. That is the wire that's coming in from the garage. So you have the red and black is the power for the security panel, and then the yellow and green I have going into this wire here, and that wire goes to my Ring keypad, or it used to be the old keypad for the alarm system, and it's the it's now the Ring keypad, and so that allows me to keep it plugged in and charged the whole time without having to remove it off the wall. So guys, I just wanted to show how I converted my Ring alarm to be a wired alarm. It's always plugged in and always charging. And I kind of use my existing wired alarm in my house. As you can see, I just cut a USB mini cable, and the powers are red and black coming out. Now I'm gonna clean this up, tape it up, and then we'll come back. All right, as you can obviously see, I've cleaned up the wire, and that's all that comes through, and that'll just be plugged into the alarm system. So next video you'll see, it'll be plugged in here, and then just run right to about right here, and then it'll match up perfectly and sit there permanently. Thanks guys. As you can see, the Ring alarm system is plugged in. The battery says it's charging, so I never have to worry about it. Now all I have to do is a little cleanup, patchwork, and paint. And there you go. Ring alarm installed. Ring keypad installed using the wiring system from the old alarm system.